So obviously I am going to give you guys the name of the model or the link that I downloaded it from. I actually downloaded it from Pinterest. So the first step is to actually import the picture on your software. And again, this tutorial is not software specific, so you can use any software, Photoshop, IBIS Paint, Sketchbook, or whatnot. You can use anything. So the first step is to import the picture onto the artboard. So the next thing that you want to do is to create another new layer above it, and you want to pick up a color which is like really vibrant, and so I'm gonna use red. So, and also I'm gonna be using soft brush, and I'm decreasing the size of the brush because we'll be dividing this picture into little shapes. So what I mean by that, so let's just say I'm just gonna start with this shape first, the shape of her head, and I'm going all over. You can either just divide the face like this, just the face, and you're not dividing the head, but I'd recommend actually dividing the whole thing like this, so you know where you're gonna be drawing the hair. And yeah, like that. So it's just like a rough thing for us as of now. And I am actually going to shift this circle above, so this part of the circle will guide us into creating the nose, or where the nose is going to end. Now I'm gonna take another curve for her eyes like this, so we know the eyes are gonna be right here. You can also, if you want, you can also have a guide for the eyebrows as well. And then you can also kind of divide the waist into two, just so you know where, how, just for the symmetry. All right, you can do that. And what I like to do is I like to kind of give the cheekbones a curve, so that's what I'm doing. I'm adding this curve. So basically we're using mostly circles and curved lines, or maybe straight lines at times, to kind of divide the whole picture into shapes. And we'll be using these shapes to create our nude artwork. And again, so it is not going to be exact same as the picture. All right, so again, I also like to draw a line for the lips as well. And you can have a little circle for the lips. And also this circle also denotes where the eyes are kind of ending. So that's what I kept in my mind, but you can do whatever you feel like doing. All right, and a little circle for the chin. So this way we know the face is actually kind of ending here. But also this is necessary that you draw the circle all the way above her head. And it's up to you how big of the forehead you want to give your artwork. So, but yeah, you gotta have some ending point for the head. So that is why I'll recommend drawing the circle all the way up. Now, once you have that, we have two options to go ahead. What you can do, you can just completely hide this layer, and you can actually add this reference tab and import that specific picture right here, like that. And you can use these lines as your guide, or what you can do is you can just export this whole image as JPEG or PNG, and then you can have it on your reference tab, and then maybe you can just start drawing all the guides from scratch. Now, why would you do that? You would do that just to practice, just to get really good with creating those shapes when you are drawing from a reference. And once you practice it enough, you'll get to a point where you don't even have to draw these guides over a picture. You will actually mentally create those shapes, and you will be able to just draw it all by yourself. So I hope what I'm saying it is actually making sense. But here I'm just going to be using this as our base, just to show you guys how it will work. and how we are gonna be drawing over it. So before I do that, I'm just gonna change the color of it. I'm just gonna make it blue instead of red, because red is a little too distracting for me right now. And I'm also gonna be decreasing the opacity as well. And for my new sketch, I'm gonna be picking up this really dark maroon kind of color. So I got confused because I got confused here, and I didn't follow the guides. Hence the reason why I said just merge those lines, those guides with the actual image, and if you are doing it for the first time, and it will help you practice a lot better. So I'm just gonna shift the eyes where they are supposed to be, and I'm just gonna go ahead and kind of check if I am doing it all right or not. So as you guys can see, everything is going nice, even though the eyebrows are way thicker and way above the actual ones, but it shouldn't matter because I'm not trying to copy the exact same thing. I want to create my own artwork. So yeah, that's fine. So I'm just gonna go ahead. But yeah, if you're a beginner, make sure you're merging those lines, those guidelines with the picture, export it and have it on here on the reference part. I'm gonna go ahead and draw the nose. So as you guys just saw, I went back and I just saw how and where the nose placement is, or if I'm just gonna be following the right guides or not. So that's what I'm gonna do. And for the nose, usually I just create this a little circle. I also make sure that the ends of the nose should meet. So I'm just gonna draw these guides right here, straight from the tear duct to right here. The nose should end here. So that's how I find out how large or big nose I need to create. So I just usually just create a circle, and I'm just gonna kind of erase it just to decrease the opacity of it. So it'll be like my guide. You should actually do this on your guides layer, but it is fine. And I draw those. So at this point, I'm not even looking at my reference. I'm just doing my thing because I already have my guides with me to help me out with that. And that's how I actually usually create nose. It's not complete yet, but whatever. It should give you an idea of how I actually go ahead and create nose. So this is gonna be a really rough sketch. Again, I'm not gonna be painting it. I'm just going to show you how you can actually take help from reference and divide them into shapes and create your own artwork. I usually like to keep the nose closer to my eyes in my artwork, but I'm following this reference. Again, I'm not trying to create the exact same realistic kind of artwork, but I'm still kind of following the whole facial structure, if that makes any sense. Now, as we had this circle for the lips, I'm gonna draw these little circles right here, middle part. I'm just gonna fast forward this part because there's nothing much to explain, and you guys can see how I'm following the guides. So as you guys can see, the artwork is actually looking nice, or the sketch is actually looking nice. And if I go back and let me just disable this, and if I go back and just unhide this layer, you can see how everything is actually falling into place without even using that image as base for tracing, and we just use those shapes. So the reason why, and this is looking nice, now that you have this artwork, you can just go ahead and manipulate it in your own way or in your own art style, and it will look great. So as you guys can see, the artwork of the sketch is not actually looking as similar to the picture, but yes, we do have something right here. So the reason why I taught you guys in this video how you can divide any drawing for that matter into little shapes is to actually so that you can use those shapes to create your artwork, because sometimes it kind of gets difficult to draw from reference. So to help you do that, you can always use tracing as a tool, and we did not really trace the whole thing or the whole face. What we did is we divided it into shapes, and we created a structure for it. We created a nice structure for the face. So if you practice this enough, again, you will end up you will get to a point where you don't even have to divide a drawing or a picture that you're using for reference into shapes, and you will do that mentally, and you will actually create it by yourself. You will create those shapes by yourself as base, and then you can go ahead and start your artwork. So this is just to practice if you're a beginner, and I would highly recommend to do it with face, with landscapes and whatnot. Just go ahead and divide every picture you find or whatever you want to draw into shapes, into simplified shapes, and use those shapes as base for your drawing. So yeah, I really hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, then please share this video. Also give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and if you are a beginner and if you do try this technique for your artworks, do let me know. And also I would love if you can tag me on Instagram. I would love to see that. Other than that, I think I will see you guys in the next video.